brother, don't take my truck away. I had that first. It's my turn. Will you please give it back? You come and tell Mama, because that's when I need to know, and I will get involved. And once Mama gets involved, because the one that did wrong will know there's a consequence for that, but the one that did right will get rewarded and will get the toy back. There's consequences for the right response and the wrong response. And they knew Mom meant business. This is the way it's going to be. We don't argue. We're not going to tattletale. We're not going to put each other down.
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a good day. It is Monday, August 2nd. I am back with some exclusive content around who? The Duggars. So earlier today, there was a pretty big story. No, there wasn't. I'm going to tell you an exclusive. It's time for an exclusive. Okay. Every once in a while, I get a little bit of Duggar tea and I want to share it with you guys because it matters to me. This channel is built on covering a lot of things and talking about the secrecy of the cult of the Institute and Basic Life Principles and the fundamentalist extreme beliefs is a huge passion of mine, as well as I think a lot of people from the IBLP have really found a place here, especially those of you that have left, in talking about what it's like and the community surrounding them to support them. So one of the things that I have learned over the last couple of years of covering all of this is that leaving this cult is extremely difficult, and that in order to leave it, you have to sort of sever, and really shut off the people, because the cult itself and the belief system is so toxic that if you try to leave, they want to bring you back in. Recently, there was the arrest by Josh Duggar, and it was sort of, for all intents and purposes, the straw that broke the camel's back for some family members in the Duggar family. Now, on the social media side of things, you are seeing a family that appears to be united. You are seeing that a lot of the Duggars are still actively in part of the church. They are actively promoting the cult activities. John and Abby recently promoted the family camp, which is a camp that is once a year for Institute and Basic Life Principles, and it's their conference. They camp, they tent, they do all that whole thing, and the Duggars have often promoted this annually. Now, there was a conference that was in April that Jim Bob and Michelle were slated to speak at, but they dipped out early because Josh got arrested. Since all of this has gone down, the Duggars' social media has diminished in terms of how frequently they are posting. They recently posted a photo or a video, a time lapse that Jackson took of a sunset in their house, at their yard. But otherwise, they've been really quiet. They haven't said a word about Josh. And the only thing that we know is that Josh is being defended, likely by people that Jim Bob has hired to defend him. Knowing this, there's been a lot that's been going on behind the scenes. I spoke to a source today that basically confirmed to me that my story about Anna Duggar literally spending nearly every single night with Josh was true. Now, I knew this to be true because I trusted my source. This source said, this is exactly what I hear too. I don't get it. Where are the kids? That's the question that nobody can answer, is where the kids are. The other thing that we've both heard is that, Anna Duggar is not welcome at the big house because of this huge divide now between her and Jim Bob and Michelle. So with Anna not welcome in the big house, but still living on the property, there's a huge question about where the kids are, but then there's also this question about how divided is the family at this point. On social media, we see the family posting photos with the rest of them. They recently promoted Jessa Duggar's Seawald's new baby, Fern, and the delivery. They posted her YouTube channel. They have actively posted things of the kids. Some of them have been less than busy on social media. Josiah and Lauren have disappeared. Kendra and Joseph rarely post. John and Abby were recently at a event, and Joy and Austin are kind of on a social media break. And then Jill Duggar is apparently just super busy right now in life and enjoying the summer. So what is happening behind the scenes is that not only do people not know, who are not connected tightly with the family where Josh Duggar's kids are, They also are, I'm told, some very heavy divisions now, with some family members completely cutting all ties with the family. So I spoke to someone who basically said to me that all of the communication between the family and some members of the family is zero. Absolutely no communication. When I asked them why the communication had been cut off, I was told by my source that people in the family have cut off all connections to the Duggars, Jim Bob, Michelle, and the rest because of the secrecy and what they perceive to be factual misrepresentations of what happened in the world, i.e. the lying. So we know throughout the years, Jim Bob has not been the most forthright about things that have happened with his family. We know that he has done his best to try to cover up allegedly things that Josh is doing, or sort of brush it under the rug so that it's not seen visually. The image of the family is very important to Jim Bob as well it is to the cult. It's sort of a mark of the man. And so with the family name being disgraced by Josh, Jim has spent a lot of time trying to clean that up to make sure that his family name and brand stays marketable. That has come at the detriment of some, because some people apparently feel like the lying and the secrecy has gotten to a point where it's just too much. This was the breaking point. When they found out that Josh was arrested and they realized that they were lied to about investigations, they were lied to about the severity of what allegedly involved in, they were lied about whether or not they should be concerned about what was going on, and they were it was misrepresented what was happening. This was sort of the tidal wave of lie after lie after lie after lie, according to the source I spoke to. They were not forthright with the public about Josh and what he did to his sisters and to the babysitter. They were not forthright right off the bat about Josh's infidelity. That was found out by accident. They have not always been forthright about other things that have happened in their lives, and they prefer not to show those aspects of their lives on TV. Instead, the last several years were focused on just benign babies, marriages, and that kind of stuff. The secrecy has catapulted into them not even talking about relationships, them not sharing details about people getting engaged or even being pregnant, being iced out of any day-to-day activities, and more tight control happening around the kids and the family brand. So when I talked about the family divide and I asked the source, like, how serious is it? They said it's like two separate sides, completely, totally unconnected. And one side is just wanting the truth, and the other side is protecting the lies, alleged. I asked them, do you think that the kids that protect Josh, or that are not speaking out against Josh, or who are protecting or, engaging in the family activities despite his arrest, do you think they know the magnitude of what's going on? Do you think they understand what has happened? Do they realize that they're lying? My source says they don't know. They can't tell if they are doing this because of the public perception. They can't tell if people are not speaking out because of being silenced. And they also can't tell if they know that they're lying or if they've been lied to by Jim Bob and Josh. So apparently Jim Bob and Josh aren't the best with telling the truth, allegedly, according to my source. And Jim Bob's stories about what happens varies by who you talk to. He'll tell some people one thing and other people another whole set of stories, and it just depends on where you are in his circle of trust and what he's going to tell you, which makes sense. But the problem is that the things that he doesn't tell people are game changers. So if you are a family member that you're kept in the dark about this and you find out about it through the media, imagine the shock. And then as you're trying to sort through it and tease through it, you're continually lied about and misdirected, and it's misrepresented to you, and you just get to a point where you can't deal with it. That's what you're seeing now. So in terms of like Jill, when she says that there's distancing happening here, I'm wholeheartedly believing that this is the culprit for why. Don't expect any of them to break free. Ginger and Jeremy are trying to cut ties in a way, but they're still not like with Jill, let's just say. So you have Ginger and Jeremy that are kind of trying to do their own thing, but they're not like standing united with Jill and Derek. So Ginger and Jeremy are in California just trying to separate themselves from everything. Jill and Derek are in Arkansas trying to separate themselves from everything. And then everyone else is trying to separate themselves or stay with the group because it's what they've been ingrained and brainwashed to do. Either way, a fractured family is a sad reality, and the fact that we still don't get a sense that people are protecting him and we know that family members are helping him, it makes people feel agitated knowing that Anna is staying with him. People are wondering where the kids are. He's not allowed to live with the kids, so where are they staying? If he's sleeping overnight, she can't have Mariella with her. So who's taking care of Mariella? If she's sleeping overnight and the kids are there, why is that not being reported to probation? Are the kids with her family? Have the CPS agents taken the kids? Are family members taking care of the kids? Are the Duggars with the kids? What's happening with those kids? And what happened between Anna and the Duggars that caused this divide? So not only are you've got people over here divided, but Anna has cut ties with them too, and she is literally not talking to them, and they're not talking to her. But where are the kids? I want to know. And I really hope that there's no kids staying overnight with Josh. Do not contact police. Do not contact the probation department. Do not attack the Duggars over this video. Please never go real life. But if you have some thoughts that you would like to share, leave them here in the comments below. Bye, guys.